What's up, J Fusion fans, and welcome to another vlog. And in this video, we're going to talk about the conflicting ideologies of Aruto Hiden and Isamu Fuwa, the main protagonists of Kamen Rider Zero One. Now, if you guys haven't started watching yet, I do recommend watching over on the official Toei YouTube channel. It's free to watch and it's available internationally. TV Asahi is also streaming it on their YouTube channel, but unfortunately they are not subtitled. So if you guys really want to watch with subtitles, then you might have to go online and probably wait a couple of days after the episode is aired. So if it's not out yet, you guys might have to hang tight a bit more. But if you really want to, even without the subtitles, then go ahead and watch them for free on YouTube. So, anyways, spoiler alert, I might be saying some very important details in order to make a better analysis of Isamu and Aruto's personalities and how this is going to affect the story in the long run. So, anyways, with that said, let's begin. So, let's start with our main character, Aruto Hiden. Now, in the first episode, we have him in a flashback in his younger days, and he is actually talking to a man who he calls his father, his dad. And we see that this dad of Aruto actually has a headset that is very much similar to the Humagears that we see today. And after an explosion, we do see that Aruto's father, his dad, is actually a Humagear himself. Now, this revelation shows us that Aruto's father may have been a prototype Humagear or an earlier version of the Humagears that we see in the present day. Now, this father that Aruto calls may be designed after Aruto's real father, so we can assume that Aruto's real father had died some years prior, and then his image and personality were used to create this Humagear that we see in episode 1. So this event in Aruto's childhood would probably affect him for the rest of his life. And given that Aruto is the grandson of Korenosuke Hiden, the former CEO of Hiden Intelligence, and of course eventually Aruto himself would become the CEO, he believes that Humagears have the potential to make human lives better, and he does claim that they are the hope of humanity. Now, in the first episode, we do see the first Humagear to be hacked by metsubojindai.net, and I have seen a lot of people on the internet commenting they're showing sympathy to this Humagear, saying that he was innocent, and he definitely was innocent. And in episode 2, Izu does, however, make it clear that once that a Humagear is hacked, there is no other option than to destroy it, unfortunately. Which kind of burdens Aruto when he finds out, and he had no choice but to destroy the security Humagear that once tried to protect him from a hacked Humagear. So again, we do see the problems with the destroying an innocent Humagear, and we do also have to weigh the consequences. Of course, like, you can't just let this monster, run around the city and probably ending up killing maybe hundreds more people in the process. So it's kind of a utilitarian move, or a utilitarian way to sacrifice one for the good of the many. In this case, the one being the hacked Humagears, and the many being, well, human lives and other innocent Humagears. So this kind of becomes the core of Aruto's personality. Like, of course, he will fight to protect humans, and in a way, like Kamen Rider Kuga, he would like to protect their smiles, but at the same time, he also views Humagears as hope for mankind, like I've said earlier. Now, moving on to Isamu Hua, aka Kamen Rider Vulcan, he also had an experience in his younger days. So he seems to have been a middle school student during this daybreak incident where a huge explosion had occurred, and according to Isamu, well, the explosion was actually uh, caused by Humagears, and that Humagears went wild during this day, and it was intended to be kind of a genocidal move by whoever or whatever caused it, and whatever caused the daybreak incident would probably be revealed in later episodes. But for now, let's focus on Aruto and Isamu's past. So Isamu once when the daybreak incident had happened, his classroom was destroyed. He found himself to be the only survivor, and he just saw outside the window that there were renegade or rogue Humagears trying to kill him, and he ran for his life. And of course, seeing that he's alive today, he had survived that attack as well. So with that, Isamu gained a deep-seated hatred for Humagears and vows to destroy them all. Now, this rage or this hatred seems to be so deep that he would even ignore orders from Yua Yaiba, aka Kamen Rider Valkyrie. Even though Isamu is the captain of AIMS, without Yua's permission, he wouldn't even be able to utilize the Progrise key needed to transform into Kamen Rider Vulcan, but he transforms anyway by forcing the Progrise key open. That's how angry he was. Like, his anger was so great, like he just decided to power it out just to open the Progrise key. And with this deep hatred for Humagears, I can actually foresee Isamu going overboard and probably going off killing even the innocent Humagears, but that's just me. And of course, this might not be, what's going to happen, but anything's still possible at this point, so who knows. Now, we do see in episode 2 that Aruto and Isamu are already having arguments. Again, with Aruto being the CEO of Hidden Intelligence, he still believes in the potential of Humagears and humans to coexist peacefully and have a better future ahead, while Isamu's hatred or his fears, his paranoia seems to make sense. The Humagears can also potentially be weapons of mass destruction, but he's still very much willing to destroy each and every Humagear, no matter the cost. And actually, you know what? This kind of reminds me of Jin Takayama from Kamen Rider Amazons, Kamen Rider Amazon Alpha. So they do share some hatred towards a non-human species, you might say. Well, technically, human gears are robots and not humans, so species is obviously not the correct term. Well, while the Amazons, they do look human, they are organic, but they are viewed as monsters nonetheless. But Jin's drive to eradicate all of the Amazons seems to come from guilt rather than just plain hatred. I mean, Jin himself was a scientist, and he was one of the scientists responsible for creating the Amazons in the first place. So he knew of the dangers of Amazons, having become an Amazon himself, and vows to destroy each and every one of them, even himself. And he views Haruka Miyazawa as a hindrance to his plans because Haruka, while being an Amazon, tries to protect Amazons, but Haruka knows that not all Amazons are bad. He will destroy any Amazon that will try to harm humans, but will protect any innocent Amazons. So, in a way, yeah, Haruka and Aruto are also similar. So, we do see some references to Kamen Rider Amazon, if you call it reference or maybe coincidence, but you do see these parallels as well. So, this these conflicting views on Humagears would probably lead to more conflict between Isamu and Aruto in further episodes, and as of now they probably don't know about each other being Kamen Riders. Aruto was told to keep his Kamen Rider identity a secret by Izu. So yeah, he's more of a typical superhero who has to hide his superhero abilities. And then Isamu just transformed for the first time, so Aruto probably didn't even know about the existence of the Kamen Riders made by Ames. So I do believe that eventually they will discover each other's secret identities, and that can also lead to some more conflict. Now, further down the road, I actually have maybe quite a far-fetched prediction, but can you guys imagine, like, Isamu, right? One day he fights a very powerful Humagear and then gets so badly injured that he's nearly killed, or probably being even killed in the process, and then his life is saved by turning him into a Humagear, or maybe cyborg hybrid of sorts, and the one who creates his new body is Aruto. Imagine that. Like, Isamu becomes the thing that he hates the most, being saved by the person he would least expect, or he probably wouldn't want to Aruto's help in the first place if that happens. But yeah, imagine how that would affect the story later on. And I actually would be excited to see that. Like, how will it change Isamu's view on the Humagears? I mean, at the end of episode 2, Aruto does show everyone at the press conference the real reason behind these Humagear attacks, and we now know, it's now known by the public that this MetsubouJinrai.net is responsible for said attacks. And then we also see Isamu in the audience, so he's also aware. He's also now aware of this fact, and hopefully this might clear some things up for him. But will he change? We don't know. There may be a possibility that he might stay true to his own convictions. He stays true to his own principles and such. So yeah, that would be interesting to see in the near future. So I guess that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell so you get the latest from JE Fusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!